Take a look at this map. Here's West Union. Fewer than 400 people live inside the town limits. And here's a railroad corridor about 3 miles long that the town annexed back in 2024. And here's 268 acres that West Union just voted to annex for a 400 home development. West Union's in my county council district, and the property that was annexed is just across the line in County Council District 1. I'm Matt Durham, chairman of the Oconee County Council, and I have some questions about this annexation. It's been publicly reported that the developer went to West Union to be annexed to get around the county's development ordinances and primarily the moratorium on major subdivisions. But I want to be clear to talk about what this annexation means for the people who already live in the town. You have fewer than 400 residents, and now you're going to add 400 houses in a gated 55 and older community. So think about what that means politically. One subdivision becomes the dominant voting bloc in the entire town. The people who have lived in West Union for years will see their voice all but erased. You'd have a supercharged HOA with the power of government behind it, and that's a concern every single current resident in the town. But after looking closer, I have an even bigger question about this annexation. Is it even legal? State law says that a railroad track connecting one property to another does not make them contiguous. The town will say that the railroad track was already inside the town limits because it was annexed 2 years prior. But my question is whether the General Assembly wrote that law so that the town or a town could get around it by annexing the tract first. South Carolina's already seen this before. In 1983, Goose Creek tried to annex a tract with a corridor 400 feet wide and 6.5 miles long. The state Supreme Court said no, and they called it a shoestring corridor. And they said a shoestring corridor does not make a remote property part of the same territory, and that the court warned it will let people in one area outvote people in another. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? But as we look at this map, in 2024, West Union annexed this 3-mile railroad line. The stated reason was police protection along the tracks because of reports of transients. 2 years later, that same corridor is what connects the town to a 400 home development. So here's the question that I want answered. When did West Union first talk to this developer? Was it before the railroad was annexed or after? And folks, I'm not telling you today that this annexation is illegal. I'm telling you it deserves legal scrutiny, and I intend to get it. I have no interest in meddling in West Union's day-to-day business, but this is bigger than West Union. The development hits county roads, traffic, public safety, solid waste, and the people who live around it. I'm in person to change state law so that counties get a seat at the table when annexation creates consequences outside the town limits. That's the long game, but right now, I want to know whether the law that's already been passed was followed in this annexation. Tomorrow at 2 p.m., I've called a special meeting of the county council, and we'll walk through these questions with the county attorney and decide what we can do about them, including whether to ask the attorney general to step in. State law puts a clock on this, and we have a time limit to appeal it. But we're not going to let that clock run out. That's why I called a special meeting to bring it forward immediately. Folks, this isn't personal. This isn't me against the city, the town, or the mayor or their council. It's about protecting the citizens of West Union, protecting the citizens of Oconee County, and making sure the law is followed. We're going to get some answers. And also on tomorrow's special call meeting agenda, we will discuss the flock contracts with the sheriff's office, and the second reading on the mass surveillance ordinance is scheduled for Tuesday night, September 1st. Thank you, and God bless.